Hello friends, I am Mohammad Moeen and you are watching Zubi's World. In my last video, I covered course content of SAP PP. Today we'll see organizational structure in SAP PP. Guys, organizational structure is not only the part of SAP PP, it is an integration part between all modules. So, in this video, you will understand that which modules are involved in the creation of organizational structure and what is the role of SAP PP in the creation of organizational structure, and few terminologies related to organizational structure. Without wasting our time, let's see a quick glance on today's topic. First is client, controlling area, what is company code, valuation class, plant, storage location, and the last is organizational chart. So these are the topics today we'll cover, and who are new to this video, I request to them, please watch my previous video so that to have an excellent grip on the subject, and please don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon to get new notifications.
So the client is nothing but within the SAP ERP application, a client has separate master record and an independent set of tables. From a business perspective, for example, the client represents a corporate group. Let me give an example for this. Corporate group is nothing but if I consider Reliance Group of Industries, which is nothing but corporate group. But in the Reliance Group of Industries, if you divide the companies separately, the retail sector is separate, oil and distribution is separate, Reliance Jewelries is separate, Reliance Fresh is separate. So these all comes under different company codes. But corporate group comes under only one, that is Reliance Group. So I can take as a client is a hierarchical level. So you can see the next point also here. The client is a highest hierarchical level in a SAP ERP application. The client key is a 3-digit number which is uniquely defined in the system. All user input is stored and separated by the client. So this is an important point. So the users who are allocated to that client, those people can work in that client, and the data stored for those people with respect to those clients. Specifications you make or data you enter at this level apply to all company codes and other organizational units, because company codes and organizational units comes under the client. So that's the reason client is the highest level in a org structure. Therefore, at client level you do not have to enter any specifications and data in the system more than one. This ensures the data remains consistent. So this is what client means. Let me show you the client in SAP. So this is the client you can see here. If you log on to the SAP, you can see client, in which client you are working. So users are specific to the client. So the people who work in that client, those people are specific to those clients. So this user IDs will be given by basis consultants. So I hope you understand the client, what is the meaning of client, which is in simple terminologies, client is the place where you can work. So that is client. So in the controlling area provides you with information for management decision making. It facilitates coordination, monitoring and optimization of all processes in an organization. This involves recording both the consumption of production factors and the service provided by an organization. So controlling area comes at company code level. So controlling will be created by the FICO consultants. So which is nothing but they can monitor from the top top level. It's like a eagle eye. So the controlling area is nothing but it controls the whole business flow from the financial as well as logistical point of view from the top level. You can see here the main task of controlling is planning. You can determine variances by comparing actual data with planned data. So these variance calculations enable you to control business flow. So the controlling part is totally taken care by the financial and controlling team is there, controlling consultants also there. So don't worry about this. So those people look after these things. So next, coming to the company code. A company code represents an independent unit which produces its own balance sheet. For example, a company within a corporate group. Just now I told that. So if you consider the Reliance Group of Industry as a corporate group, so a company within a corporate group. So within the Reliance Group of Industries, you can take as Reliance Power as company. So the company, you have to assign a company code which is 4 characters. So it may be alphanumeric or numeric. So most of the people recommend that consider numeric values. Don't take alphanumeric. So you can see here you can set up several company codes in one client to keep separate set of financial books, and a company code is defined in the system using a 4-character alphanumeric key that is unique to the client. So the company code should be unique to the client. So this is what company code. Coming to valuation area. So SAP valuation area is a organizational level at which materials are valuated, such as at the plant or company code level. When the valuation area is at the plant level, you can valuate a material in different plant and different prices. So the recommendation is here, maintain a valuation area at plant level so that you can maintain a different prices at different plants, because according to the distance vary for the plant to customer, the price of the product varies. So that is the reason valuation area you have to put a tick mark at plant level. Don't consider at company code level. You can also consider the valuation area at company code level. So better to take at plant level so that prices can be maintained differently at different plants. Now what is plant? A plant is an organizational unit within a company. It's an organizational unit. You can take at sales organization, purchase organization, those are also an organizational units within a company code. A plant is a place where valued goods and services are produced, stored, consumed, distributed. See, most of the people think that where the production is carried out, that unit is considered as a plant. But here you can see, according to the SAP terminologies, a plant is a place where valued goods and services are produced, which comes under manufacturing unit. Stored, which maybe comes under distribution unit. Stored means consumed. See, consumed also comes under plant, and distributed. Distribution centers is also comes under plant. You can see the examples here: factories, central warehouses, corporate headquarters, sales office, and etc. So these all are the examples for the plant. So one more thing, the plant is assigned to a company code that may have many plants assigned to it. So the plant is assigned to a company code. And here one more point, so the plant key is unique to a client, and a plant can only belong to one company code. So it should not be repeatable. Therefore, by specifying the plant, you simultaneously specify the company code. So I hope you understand plant, what is the meaning of plant exactly. Coming to storage location. So I think most of you know that what is storage location. Storage location is an organizational unit that helps differentiate stock of material within a plant. So if you want to differentiate the materials, stock of materials, here the examples also given, like finished product storage separate, raw material stores is separate, cold storage is separate, and packing storage is separate. So this, like, you can differentiate the things. So, and two more important point is the storage location key can be unique only within a plant. See, within a plant it is unique, not within a company code. So if in a other plant you can take same storage location as you have taken in this plant. Within a client, you can use the same key for different storage location. You can assign several storage location to a plant. And the one more point is you define it with a unique 4-character alphanumeric value so that the company can create a sufficient number of storage locations for each facility. I hope guys you have understand storage location also. This is what the org structure. The main org structure is this. So this is the client which is at higher level. Coming to the second level you can take is controlling area. So controlling area. See here the controlling area is taken as 1 and 2 company codes. So controlling area may be one for number of company codes. It may be 4 company codes, 5 company codes. It depends on the business requirement. How many controlling areas you want to take. So these controlling area will be decided by the controlling consultants, which is CO consultants, and company codes. See here the controlling area has taken as 4000, company code 4100 and company code 4200. So here company code is 5000. So these are the unique to the client, like 4100, 4200. This cannot be repeatable. Company codes cannot be repeatable. So coming to the plant, see plant is also unique to the client, 4100. You can take 4100 here, 4200. So here no plants are there under this company code. So just for the example I have considered it here. 4110 is the other plant. If you come to the storage location FG01, RM01, for this FG, RM, CD01, FG01 and RM01. This is what the org structure of a SAP. So here few are the important points. Client will be created by a basis consultant. Controlling area and company codes will be created by the FICO consultant, finance and controlling consultants. Coming to plant and storage location, those things will be created by the MM consultants. Manufacturing plants, these manufacturing plants will be suggested by the PP consultants. So while creating an org structure, all the consultants play a vital role, but coming to the PP role is very less in creating the org structure. So PP consultant may only suggest to MM guys that yes, manufacturing plants can be taken here and there. Those plants is also predefined if you are in the project, because already plants has been established by the company itself. So just you have to create a org structure in an SAP. That's it. So I hope guys you have understand the video. If you have any doubts regarding this org structure, and if you have any suggestions, like if you have not understand at any point of view, please comment on the video so that I can come with the better explanation for a next video. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, subscribe and press the bell icon to get new notifications.